name is Marc Brackett. I am the director of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence and the author of the book, Permission to Feel. What I'd like to do for you today is just give you some tips on how to manage your emotions in ways that'll help you have the best possible year. So the first is to just give yourself the permission to feel. We've done research with educators like yourselves, and what we found is that anxiety is at all-time highs. That was back in March and April. And then we asked teachers, how do you think you're going to feel in the fall? And people said anxiety again, and it's totally understandable. Interestingly, when we asked educators, how do you want to feel in the fall? They said things like excited and supported and safe, which also makes complete sense. So I want to just give you the advice, please, to allow yourself to experience the full range of emotions. Be, as I like to say, the emotion scientist and not the emotion judge. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad emotion. Emotions are just experiences. Sometimes we're anxious, and right now we've been anxious for longer than we'd like to be, but it's okay. It's okay. All emotions are temporary, even though right now it feels like it's permanent. So what are some other strategies? Well, number one, we have to learn how to manage our physiology. So I urge all of you, just take some deep breaths. Allow yourself to be present. It's very simple to just give yourself that moment or two to just take an inhale and an exhale. So few of us literally take the time to pause and literally do nothing. Imagine that, doing nothing. You know what research shows is that some of our most creative ideas come when we give ourselves the permission to be free and do nothing. The second strategy I want to share is obvious. It's self-care. You've got to take care of yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. So do your best, please, at getting enough sleep, eating as healthy as you possibly can, and getting in some movement. All of these three areas of self-care help us to both prevent unwanted emotions, but also reduce the difficult ones. The next is relationships. All of us have a basic fundamental need to be seen and to be heard. So who are those people in your circle of influence? Are you spending time with them as opposed to the people who drive you out of your mind? I know that it's been hard during quarantine, but please just try to find, whether it's in virtual world or through social distancing in person, just spending time with the people who bring you pleasant emotions. The next is managing our thoughts. I don't know about you, but I have engaged in a lot of catastrophic thinking over the last couple of months. Anyone relate? From like, I'm never gonna get out of here, this is the end. It's crazy what our brains do to us when we're experiencing a lot of anxiety, especially around uncertainty and unpredictability. So we've gotta really take a moment and just examine our thoughts and say, is this thought helping me? Or is this thought derailing me from having my well-being, or building and maintaining good relationships, or achieving my goals? And when we notice that a thought, or we're kind of ruminating in this kind of negative way, can we just bring it back and say, all right, Mark, take the high road. Mark, you're strong, you can get through this. And what research shows actually is that by distancing yourself from your feelings, by just saying your name and a phrase that will help you kind of shift your thinking, it's enormously helpful. So please try that as well. I ask you all to just analyze your routines. Are you in a routine that's working for you or working against you? Like, are you going to sleep at the right time? Are you getting up at the right time that's beneficial to your health and well-being? Are you scheduling things like your meals and staying hydrated throughout the day? So please just check your routines and see, are they working for you or are they working against you? It's also important to just give yourself the permission to do things you enjoy. And these are things that don't have to cost any money. It's taking a walk, watching a free video to learn something new, like a recipe, or reading a book. Just give yourself some downtime, please. Right? Our brains are so preoccupied these days with the news and social media and whatever else. Give yourself a diversion. Allow yourself the permission to just do something fun, sing a new song while you're making your bed, try a new recipe, whatever it is. And finally, if you're like me, you might have failed a lot over the last couple of months at managing your feelings. Does that ring a bell for you? like you said something you regretted, maybe you've been blaming other people for your challenges. I never knew that I would have as many feelings as I've had over the last couple of months being here quarantined in my home. I'm used to traveling and running around and teaching like many of you are. And so I've beaten myself up. I have been, unfortunately, meaning cruel to people I love the most. And so I urge all of you to take the high road and do a couple of things. One, just have some self-compassion. We all mess up. It's okay. We can apologize to the person. That's taking the high road. We can also forgive other people who have been mean or cruel to us. As a matter of fact, what research shows is that when we hold grudges versus when we forgive, literally when they did a study and they asked people to jump in the air, literally what they found was people jumped higher in the condition when they forgave as opposed in the condition when they held the grudge. So to sum up, my hope is that you have the best possible school year, and my hope is that you give yourself the permission to experience all emotions, be the emotion scientist, not the emotion judge, and maybe, just maybe, you can have the best year possible and achieve all of your goals and dreams. So thank you, and I hope, again, that you have a great school year, and I'm sure you're doing the best that you possibly can, and that's definitely good enough. Thank you.